The overlord, whose real name is Daigo, is an evil spirit who wants to conquer all the realms of Fortnite. Speaking of Fortnite, it all starts 7,000 years ago. 700 years ago. It all started when Diago was just a little kid. Yep. He had a father named Lincoln and a mother named Shroud. His family was born and he lived in that tower. Yep. When he grew up, he got too obsessed with magic, which in case, dark magic. He learned how to be using his powers. He learned how to use his magic. But that's until one day he came home, he saw his house nearly destroyed. And the worst comes to this, Daigo saw his family dead. And when he got mad, he got really mad. And he ends up absorbing their powers. And then he ends up using them for bad. And he ends up going on a rampage, destroying half of Bank City in the year 1695. He ends up going on a killing spree until one day he encountered a mysterious person, also known as Darth Vader, who was actually and then he ends up attacking Universal Lesson. He ends up becoming an evil Dark Lord. He becomes the overlord. He ends up becoming evil, who wants to rule everything to himself. And then he also once killed an Olympian god named Zeus and took his thunderbolt. He ends up taking his thunderbolt and consuming it and making it his own. He ends up evolving into wings in a painful transformation. And then his body ends up becoming the Overlord, the one everybody knows. And to stop his dark plan, he begins to becoming an evil tyrant until he ends up meeting the love of his life, Lady Sky. So, he later has been told to go meet Lady Scarlet in a hive with insects. And he ends up going on a trip there to meet Lady Scarlet. During that time, he ends up going to a hive. And then he ends up her, Jade Scarlet. Shortly after, they both go back to Bank City in the year 1987. They both fly back home. Lady Scarlet has insect wings on her back, and the Overlord has dragon wings on his back. Yep. They both go back to their secret hideout, which is hidden. And during that time when they head back, those two begin to bond and fall in love. They secretly get married in the year 2001 on September 11th, aka the day that 9/11 happened. During the wedding, they hear about it. But unfortunately, those two don't care because of their dark, evil present stuff. They both end up creating nuclear walkers, which later become Nalo's henchmen. Are you ready to create them? With our combined match, we create them. My minions, obey me. And they keep them in the nuclear power plant, which was later destroyed by Jim the Komodo Dragon, aka the son of Thunderous the Komodo Dragon. Shortly after, they go to their secret hideout, which is deep in the sewers in the year 2007. Speaking of 2007, that was the year Jim was born. And he hears about it, and he heard that the dragons, and he learned that Jim has the power to defeat him and bring peace to the world. And to avoid it, he ends up sending bad guys like Fletcher King, leader of the Hunters, Dill Pickle, original leader of the Hunters until he unfortunately was killed by the Overlord. And he ends up sending the Red Death by releasing him from his prison. And then he later goes to face him alone. But in the year 2008, a year after Jim's family was killed, Lady Scarlet announced she was pregnant. She ended up giving birth to none other than Nalo, aka Lord Colossals, who was trained by the Overlord in order to be like his father. On 5,000 years later, Jim was all grown up, and Jim officially decides to do the next thing, facing all the villains that tried to kill him. And when Daigo, aka the Overlord, heard, he ends up bringing villains from other universes, such as Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. Well, it's called Papa. Grandpa Palpatine, by the way. Anyways, back to it. He also encounters Dr. Doom, and then he ends up encountering Nalo, or Lord Colossals, the son of Daigo the Overlord. That's until one day, the Overlord decided he is done. He is done with every person he sends fails. And he officially decides to go send himself. His wife wants him to go do it, and he agreed to go do it. And he ends up encountering Jim the Komodo Dragon multiple times until he officially decided to have his epic final battle with Jim the Komodo Dragon. And he also sends the nuclear walkers to destroy him, but unfortunately they were destroyed. That's when he snapped and decided to go deal with it himself. He ends up fighting Jim for the last time, multiple times, until his final time. He was unfortunately killed by Jim the Komodo Dragon. But that's until his wife, Lady Scarlet, aka the Insect Queen, brings him back to life with the same dark magic that created the nuclear walkers. And the Overlord's now back for revenge with his wife, and when he heard Lord Colossals died, he has a new evil plan. Will he take over the universe? We just gotta wait and see, because he will still be back.